I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call will reflect that all board members are present. The superintendent and cabinet are all present as well. 7, approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of July 16th, 2024?
So moved. Pierce.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Board meeting addenda, Dr. May Volmar.
There are none this evening.
Thank you. Approval of agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda of the regular meeting of August 13th, 2024?
So moved, Alvarez.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Community, staff, student recognition, Dr. May Volmar.
Yes, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Hyde. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm going to say there's none this evening.
Thank you.
I'll turn it over to-
Introduction of new or recently promoted employees, Dr. May Volmar.
I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Hyde.
All right, good evening. So I'm excited. We have a number of introductions to do today, and I just, for our new management staff that we'll be introducing, when we're finished, I'll make this announcement again, but we're going to actually meet out in the foyer there and do a picture. So please hang around afterwards. So what I'm going to do is call each person up. As I call your name, please make your way to the dais, and then I'll say a few words, and then you'll have an opportunity to address the board if you wish. First person I'd like to invite up is James Atkins, the new assistant principal at Indio Middle School. So James earned his Bachelor's of Arts degree in History and his Master of Arts in Education Administration from California State University at San Bernardino. James would like to acknowledge God and his mom for shaping him into the person he is today. His fiancée, Letty, kids, family, and friends for their constant and continual support. James, welcome. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few words.
First of all, thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity that you guys have given me. So thank you so much for that. I have my fiance Letty with me and my son Clark. And I have my Tiger family here, which I'm very appreciative of all of them. I like just say to reiterate what you said. God and my mom was a long-term prayer educator here in the district, and through both of them is where I get my character and my belief system. And it's because of my family, my friends, and my fantastic Tiger family that I stand here today. So thank you, and thank you guys.
Next up, I'm excited to announce Sonia Infante Istratalan, a new mental health therapist. Sonia, please come up to the dais. Sonia earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Sociology from California State University at San Bernardino and her Master of Arts degree in Counseling Psychology from National University. Sonia is a Coachella native who just moved back after 20 years. She's a sports enthusiast and has backpacked through 10 countries. Sonia, welcome. Please, again, introduce any guests you might have and address the board.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. I'm here with my husband, Humberto. We just moved back. We've been living in LA for almost 20 years and coming home with 2 babies and a husband. I'm happy to be home and happy to serve my community. So thank you so much.
I'd like to introduce Kristen Harper, the new principal of Truman Elementary School. Kristen earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Education from Western Washington University and her Master of Arts degree in Curriculum and Instruction and GATE from California State University at San Bernardino. Kristen would like to express how grateful she is for her family Jay, Micah, and Cade, and her parents and sisters up in Washington. She also thanks her colleagues who inspire her and Mrs. Bishop, who set a high bar of excellence. Welcome, Kristen. Please introduce any guests and say a few words.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the honor to be in this position to serve my community. Desert Sands, I was hired so long ago by Gaffney, who took a chance on 2 young kids up in Washington, and we arrived. I was sunburned half my face because we didn't have air conditioning in our car, and so I went to see Mrs. Bishop to interview literally like bright red on one arm and half my face, and she still said yes. She still took a chance, and the rest is history. But this Desert Sands is the most amazing place to work. I just am so happy to be a reflection of that to all the kids and all the staff. And I am joined tonight by my family, my husband, who I'm still keeping up with and who's teaching me new things every day, and my 2 sons. One we're sending off to Cal Poly in about a month, and now we're sending one over to PD High, so go Aztecs. So again, I'm so grateful. Thank you to my family and to Mrs. Bishop, who's out there watching, but I am truly honored and can't wait for the start of the school year, so thank you.
Okay, I'm honored to introduce Julie Howard, the new principal of Johnson Elementary School. Julie earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology and her Master of Arts degree in special education from Cal State University at San Bernardino. Julie says she is thrilled to join the Desert Sands family and take part in the innovative initiatives happening in our district. Julie, welcome. Please introduce your guest and say a few words.
Thank you. Good evening. I just wanted to say thank you to the board members as well as cabinet members for this wonderful opportunity to serve Johnson Elementary, the community, but also the district. And so I also want to say thank you. Tonight I have my family here. I have Dustin Howard, my husband, and my dad, Don Weberg. I couldn't do any of this without their support, so thank you very much. I also wanted to say it's an honor and a privilege to serve as the principal at Johnson Elementary, to be a part of their family, and to embark on this journey with them as well, with the parents, the students, and the families. So with that being said, thank you for your support, and of course, go Longhorns.
Next, I'd like to introduce Kevin Kressler, the new Transportation Operations Supervisor. Come on up, Kevin. Kevin graduated from Alhambra High School and Los Angeles Trade Technical College in Culinary Arts. His biggest accomplishment has been transporting special education students for the last 10 years as a school bus driver for DSUSD. Most of his free time is spent in Orange County, along with his wife of almost 43 years, visiting his daughter, grandson, and granddaughter. Kevin, welcome. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few words.
Right. Thank you. Thank you to the board for this opportunity to serve the community and continue to enhance the transportation department as best I can. I have no one here tonight, unfortunately. My family's all in Orange County, including my wife, who likes to spend the summers down there with the grandkids. I do have Chuck here, who is our...
Yeah, Chuck! Woo!
Obviously, most of you know him by that response, the transportation director.
now.
And I want to thank Chuck for giving me the opportunity as we were coming out of COVID a few years back, and we were on the hybrid model, and he was in the risk management department, giving me the opportunity to step in as transportation operations supervisor for that short period of time. So thank you.
Next, I'm excited to introduce Dr. Lisa Longoria, the new principal of Washington Charter Elementary School. Dr. Longoria earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Liberal Studies from California State at Northridge, her Master of Arts degree in Curriculum Instruction from California State at San Bernardino, and her PhD from Claremont Graduate University. Dr. Longoria would like to acknowledge her supportive husband, Stephen, and 2 amazing kids who are excited to make the move all the way to Palm Desert. Welcome. Please introduce any guests and say a few words.
Thank you so much. My guests are watching from home in Apple Valley, and this weekend we make the big move to our home here, and we're very excited. Big Thank you to Cabinet and Board for this amazing opportunity. I have won the lottery, and I feel very, very blessed to be here. Thank you all.
Next, I'd like to invite up Sheila Potroff, Assistant Principal at Desert Ridge Academy. Sheila earned her Bachelor of Science degree in elementary education from Iowa State University and her Master of Arts degree in educational leadership from the University of Northern Colorado. I'm also going to mention, even though she didn't put it in her bio, that she actually has, I think, close to 15 years of principal experience at the middle and alternative high school levels in Colorado. Sheila enjoys golfing, pickleball, hiking, and traveling with her husband, Steve. Welcome, Sheila. Please introduce your guest and say a word or two.
Madam President, Board, Cabinet, thank you so much for this opportunity to join the Desert Sands Unified School District's family. I'm fortunate to be part of the Desert Ridge Academy with Mr. Garcia and Ms. Greenwood. We're going to be an incredible team helping our students get air by being accountable, having integrity, and being respectful. I am fortunate to have my husband here of almost 30 years who has supported me all the way through my many years of being very passionate about working with young adolescents and helping them through the transition from childhood to young adulthood. So thank you so much. I'm so fortunate.
Next, I'm pleased to introduce Jose Antonio Rodriguez, mental health therapist. Jose earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology and his Master of Arts in social work from California State University at Northridge. Prior to joining DSUSD, Jose worked as a clinical therapist for the County of Riverside and the Community Mental Health Agency in Los Angeles. Jose enjoys playing soccer, being out in nature, and exploring new places. Jose, welcome. Please introduce your guest and share some comments with us.
All right. Hello, everyone. Just want to thank the board for the opportunity. I'm truly honored to be part of the Desert Sands Unified School District, and today I got my lovely partner, Aire, here with me. So thank you very much.
Next, I'd like to introduce Richard Romero, principal at Van Buren Elementary School. Richard earned his Bachelor's of Arts in Economics from Harvard, his Juris Doctorate from UCLA, and his Master of Arts in Education from National University. Richard says that working and serving in the DSUSD community for over 2 decades has been his biggest accomplishment and a source of tremendous pride. Richard, welcome. Again, please introduce any guests and say a word or two.
Thank you very much to the board and to Cabinet for the opportunity to serve Van Buren in a new role. I'd like to thank my wife, Mercedes, of 25 years, for supporting me, and my daughters, Ava and Alana, twin daughters, who couldn't be here tonight. And also the people who came here to cheer me on tonight, Esmeralda Sanchez, Marcela Beltran. Thank you so much. I began my teaching career here on an emergency credential in 1998, and it was at Van Buren. And I remember I was coming from LA, and Dr. Gilbert wanted me to interview, and I'm like, I can't interview, I have a dog. And I brought my Rottweiler in with me, and I interviewed, and I got the job, and I was at Van Buren for a number of years, came back after my wife went to school back east and was at Van Buren again, and this is the 3rd time, and it's a charm, and I feel like I'm home, so thank you so much.
Okay, next I'd like to invite Francisco Uribe, the new assistant principal at La Quinta High School. Francisco earned his Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science from Cal Poly Pomona and his Master of Arts in Educational Administration from California State University at San Bernardino. An interesting fact about Francisco is that he's the first of his family to do many things. The first to attend high school, the first to graduate high school, the first to attend college, the first to graduate college, and the first to obtain an advanced degree. Francisco, welcome. Please say a few words, introduce any guests that you might have.
Good afternoon. First of all, thank you to the board, thank you Cabinet for the opportunity. I'm beyond excited to be here and be part of Desert Sands again. I want to say thank you to my support system, my wife, my 3 beautiful kids who are here, and most importantly, all of the people who have helped me grow along the journey. My administrative team from La Quinta who is here supporting me, thank you all, and all the amazing educators that I met along the way. A lot of the Indio Middle people who are here, and most importantly, a lot of my mentors I've had, Lizzie, Becky, Adam Warren, all these people who have grown me in ways that I never thought it was possible. And also my parents who are probably watching from home, you know, shout out to them. Thank you, everyone. Thank you guys for the opportunity. I'm excited.
Next, I'm pleased to introduce Tamara Watkins, our new Public Information Officer. Tamara earned her Bachelor's of Arts degree in Communication Studies and Media with a minor in Theater Arts from the University of San Diego. Tamara has worked as a news anchor reporter for 20-plus years, including some time with KESQ News Channel 3 Palm Springs. She also played a nurse once in General Hospital and can be seen briefly in the movie Bring It On. She's ecstatic about heading back to school and starting this new chapter with Desert Sands. Tamara, welcome. Please introduce any guests you might have and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Ecstatic is just an understatement. I am super thrilled to be here and starting this new chapter, and I can't thank the board and the cabinet enough for approving this amazing opportunity for me. And it's been kind of a nomadic journey for me, working in television and working and living all over the country, and finally coming back home again. It's like a relief being home. And I had a brief stint at the Palm Springs Police Department for the past 2 years, and I think it really helped to prepare me for crisis communication just in case something were to ever happen. I mean, we don't want to think about those things, but we want to be prepared. And that's the reason that I'm so excited to be here, is I just want to make sure that everybody feels prepared and safe and included, and to tell the stories of our amazing students and our faculty and staff. I'm just so excited to be able to have the honor to do that. And I wouldn't be here without the support of my husband, Bobby, my parents, Ursula and Angelo, and my little brother, John Paul. They're my, how do you put it? They're my world. So I just want to thank them for all their support over the years and supporting me on this journey here. So thank you all, and I look forward to all the adventures that lie ahead. Thank you.
Okay, last but certainly not least, I'm very honored to introduce Maria Wise, our new accounting supervisor. Maria earned her Associate of Applied Science in Accounting and Finance from Kelsey Jenney College. Maria has worked in different industries where she has learned a variety of aspects of accounting and finance. She started working for DSUSD as an accounting specialist at the charter school. She then transferred to PDHS, or Palm Desert High School, before transferring to the Fiscal Services Department as a budget technician. Maria, I just want to welcome you and encourage you to introduce any guests you have and maybe say a few words.
Well, today with me is my husband, Bruce, and I want to thank him for his support during my career at Desert Sands. Also, my coworkers, Sonia, Dennis, and Leah. And I want to thank Sonia for giving me the opportunity to be able to help in this position and hopefully grow more and help us get ahead. And I want to thank the board and Desert Sands for the opportunity.
Just another quick reminder that we're just in a minute or two, we're going to step outside in the foyer and take a quick picture. Excuse me.
Yes. Mr. Durant.
All right. Well, I'd like to first begin by congratulating each and every one of you and welcoming you to the Desert Sands Unified School District family. I don't think I've ever witnessed a more esteemed or excited and, quite frankly, excellent class of individuals that have ever been presented as a group. I feel so blessed to have known and even worked with many of you. I know I'm the old guy now because I have a student in there that was one of the people in the back, right? And he's got gray in his beard. Okay. I know the two couples that were driving with the suntan lady, right, when they showed up, and they looked like they needed ID to vote. It's just, and I'm going to use some of the quotes, most amazing place to work. I won the lottery, right? Our world is getting larger, it's getting bigger, and yet we're still connected to each and every one of us. I think we always feel that we are one, because together we represent the community and the children of this community, and we do a dang good job. And I've never been prouder to see and sit here and watch the faces and the energy that so many of you came today and presented to us as a board. I'm excited about this year. I know you're excited about this year. We're going to knock the ball out of the park, folks, and this is the best place to work in this community, I believe in this county and even the state. Yeah, and welcome back. How many said we come back? Van Buren, right? And also the other young woman that said something about coming back after 20 years in L.A., all right? Those are the things that I hear that resonate with me. So congratulations to each and every one of you. And I want to say one thing, and I know we have we don't have a lot of time. You got to take your picture. But we don't have to wait for the film to develop anymore. But I want to congratulate, because it says to the community that the 3 board members are up for election this year, which span the entirety of the vast valley that we have from basically Palm Desert to Indio. And that's Linda Porras, Tricia Pierce, right, and Dr. Kylie Watson. We're all recently basically will be reelected because our community believes in them, and they ran unopposed, and nobody stepped up, because that goes to the dang good job our cabinet up here does too. So congratulations to you, Dr. Kelly May Vollmer, and this Dr. Wood, Jordan Aquino, and Joe Hyde, and Laura Fisher down there. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you publicly. I am proud and so honored to be a part of this community, and welcome each and every one of you. It was great meeting you. I hope you have a fantastic year. Thank you.
Well, as usual, it's hard to follow Michael because he says it all. But I just want to say that Desert Sands is a family, and for everyone that has promoted and moved on to other more wonderful, positions, congratulations. I know you're going to do an amazing job. And for everyone that is new to our family, welcome to Desert Sands, because we are the district of choice. I always have to say that, because we really are. So anyway, I'm super excited for you. I love the energy in this room, and don't ever feel like you're alone here, because Chuck's here and we're all here for you. But it's great. I love the support that everybody gives you, and that's how we feel. We want you to feel supported and heard. So thank you so much for being here. And yes, I'm super excited that all 3 of us ran opposed and unopposed. What did I say? Unopposed. Anyway, sorry. I'm all excited here. Can't even talk. But congratulations to Dr. Watson, and congratulations to Mrs. Pierce. And I feel so honored to be a part of this board. And I love Desert Sands. I love all of our unions, our teachers, our staff, everybody. Everybody in Desert Sands works together. We couldn't do one thing without the other. And I just am so grateful to be a part of this board. I love our cabinet, and I love working with this board. And so I really look forward to another 4 years working and serving you. So thank you so much, and good luck this year, everybody.
Yes, ditto. Could have said it better. But I did want to address Kevin. Kevin, I believe you have a room full of people here who'd be more than happy to step up and be next to you and support you, sir. So you do have a lot of people here. So know that. And to Humberto, good to see you, sir.
He's the husband of...
The husband, I know, Sonia. So I just wanted to say that you don't hear, that a lot, so welcome. But to James, Sonia, Ms. Harper, Howard, Kevin, Dr. Longoria, Sheila, Jose, Richard, Francisco, Tamara, Maria, we really appreciate you stepping up to the plate and taking on this role. It is critical what you're going to be doing, and we really appreciate you doing that. You're going to have a system of support that's going to be here for you. It's your job to reach out and tap into that support network. But we believe that you guys are going to be the ones to lead that group forward. As we begin a new school year, I want to just acknowledge our classified staff who's getting ready to open up those doors. There's a lot going on right now, and you guys are making that happen. So thank you for all those things you're doing to do that. To our teachers who are preparing, going to buy supplies out of their own pockets, to getting their lessons planned, attending PDs, supporting new teachers. Thank you for stepping up another school year and leading us forward with that. So we really appreciate what you're doing. To our admin, not just at the district level, but specifically also to our site admin, I believe you have one of the most difficult jobs being at the site. There's a lot to juggle, a lot of interest coming at you, and you have a lot to get prepared. I want to say thank you. Wish you the best of luck this school year. You have a lot of opportunities to look at, to reflect on your practices from last year, how and what can we do better this coming school year. And you're heading in the right direction. We believe in you. I just want to say thank you and acknowledge your efforts as site admin. It's a critical job. Also acknowledging our district staff, so thank you guys as we prepare for another school year. And very blessed to be part of this. I believe there is a large family here, but I believe there's also a lot of connections within the other school districts, all the way from Palm Springs to Coachella. Whether you go train in Coachella for a couple of years, then come back to be admin, that is a great opportunity for many people. But thank you for stepping up and being here and supporting one another.
Okay, I used to sit down there and I got to talk first, but this is like 3 in now, and they've said everything really well. And I just want to say welcome to, I don't know if we've had 12 people introduced at one time, but this is a busy season. But I just want to welcome everybody and congratulate you on your appointments and your promotions, and wish everybody a great school year. They all said the rest for me. Thank you.
Impressed. You kept it short. So anybody that doesn't know me, I like to keep things efficient, and I don't like long board meetings. So I can't beat last time, but I agree. Everyone said it. Congratulations to all our promotions. Welcome to everybody that's new. Congratulations to Ms. Pierce. Congratulations to Ms. Porras. I also look forward to serving another 4 years, or 4 more years. I've only done 2. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We're a board that works together. I didn't run for this seat to do it to come up here and talk. I did it because I care about our staff, I care about our students, and we're open. And if you have any concerns, the only way we can make the right choices for our district is if we know what's going on. So please come to us if you have any issues. I hope everybody had a rested summer, and I look forward to the first day of school.
So I just want to say welcome as well to all of our new employees. It was very exciting tonight seeing all of you being introduced, and my face hurts a little bit from smiling so much. So welcome to all of you. Very excited about the start of the school year. Mr. Alvarez said it so well. I had that down on my list as well, but there is so much work that goes into getting ready for a new school year. So to all our employees, classified certificated management, thank you for everything that you're doing and that you will do. Please know that your hard work is recognized and deeply, deeply appreciated. I also just want to say how excited we are for any parents that may be in the audience or listening online. It's always so exciting at the start of the school year to think about those partnerships that we have with our families and with our parents, and it's our honor and our privilege to work alongside of you as we try to offer the very, very best opportunities for your children. So always very excited about that. And then I just have to give really the whole board, Dr. Watson said it very well, we are in a very unique position in that we have a board that first and foremost as individuals operates from, I believe, the very best place in that they care about students and they care about staff and they want the very, very best for everyone. But as a collective unit, they work very, very well together. And so very, very proud to have them as our board. We're very fortunate in Desert Sands and want to just extend a huge congratulations and a sigh of relief on my part that we have our 3 board members who will be continuing on for 4 years. Congratulations, very well deserved. I think as Mr. Duran said, it does speak volumes of the respect and the belief that the community has in you and they trust you in the work that you've done and obviously you've proved yourselves to be trustworthy. And so just very excited and wanted to lift up the whole board and thank you for the work that you do. I know you don't get a lot of thank yous publicly, so please know you also are very, very appreciated and respected, so thank you. Thank you.
To give everyone the opportunity to leave at this time, go take your picture. Unless you're staying for the rest of the meeting. Okay, public comments on open session items. Communications from the floor in accordance with the bylaws of the board, number 9323. Time is reserved for oral communication by members of the Board of Education or by citizens. Citizens wishing to be heard on agenda items, regular or special meetings, and/or non-agenda items within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, regular meetings only, shall have a 3-minute limit. A total of 20 minutes will be reserved for the public comment on each item. The board president, with concurrence of the board, may extend this time if deemed appropriate due to the number of citizens who wish to speak on an item. In accordance with the law, the board cannot take action on any matter not appearing on the agenda, as indicated in bylaws of the board number 9232.2. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda item, regular or special meeting, or non-agenda item, regular meeting. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. Please be advised that there's a possibility that some items discussed during public comment will not be developmentally appropriate for minors. We ask that parents use their discretion when choosing to remain in the boardroom during public comment. If you choose to leave the room, you may wait in the overflow location at the end of the hallway and you will be notified when public comments have concluded. We have no online public comments and one from Trina.
Good evening. I'm Trina Gonzalez-Alisi. I'm the president of Desert Sands Teachers Association, and I would like to be the first to wish you all a very happy new year, because this is the start of our annual school year. I want to give a shout out to Chuck. I worked with Chuck too. He's awesome. I also want to say that I'm super grateful for the 3 unopposed positions that we had on our school board. I enjoy working with all 5 of you, and I think, you know, when you said that it speaks to the trust that we have and that the community has in you, that nobody even wanted to run against you, that says volumes. And I'm very, very grateful to be able to continue our work together. There is a topic that I would like to bring up this evening that's very timely. I just saw a news article from LA, I think it was, but Governor Gavin Newsom, as well as our State Superintendent of Public Education, Tony Thurmond, both have come out with statements about use of cell phones by students during the school year, or during the school day. Studies after study after study have shown the amount of anxiety and stress that this causes in our students. Also, you can see year after year their lack of being able to socialize, to have their interpersonal skills, because they're just interacting with a machine. I think that we need to, as a district, we need to address this. I heard from one of my teachers at one of our comprehensive high schools today, who had talked to several administrators at that high school and said, can we please put something in place regarding the student cell phone use? And the administrators said, that's going to be up to every individual teacher to enforce in their classroom. And what that does to the teachers is it makes them be the police. It makes them be the cell phone police. It makes them be the bad guy. If we set a culture of what is expected and the expectations that we have, you know, we are a district that prides ourselves in our technological advances. Everybody has a Chromebook, so it's not like they don't have access to the internet if they don't have their phone. And I also want to mention cyberbullying. It leads to, you know, a lot of opportunity for that. I heard stories last year about students who were coordinating going to the restroom from different classes, you know, by text. They would just text each other. Finally, I just want to address that the argument for students having cell phones is the whole safety issue. And I think that our schools, we need to trust our schools and the systems that we have in place to keep our students safe and to inform parents and families when there is a need to inform them of something that's going on. Just real quick, I'd really like the board to take a look at that for our school district. Thank you so much and Happy New Year.
Okay, 14, information. I'm going to botch this. Actuarial study of retiree health liabilities. Disposal of surplus property report per resolution number 01/2024-2025. Palm Desert High School girls golf tournament in Scottsdale, Arizona from August 21st to 24th, 2024. Head Start program report for May 2024. 15 staff conference items, we have none. 16, public hearing. Public hearing number 02/2024-2025, elementary music textbook adoption, opening public comments at 7:39 p.m. Is there anyone wishing to comment on this item?
Good evening. To refresh your memory, I'm Trina Gonzalez-Alisi, President of Desert Sands Teachers Association. With every public hearing, especially when it has to do with instructional materials, decisions on what courses are to be offered, things like that, I just want to say, like everybody else who, the newly promoted people, I could not be prouder to be part of Desert Sands Unified School District. I did not take on this role to battle. I did not take on this role to be confrontational, to create conflict. We all have the same goal, and that is to serve our students. And I think that in the 7 years that I've done this, that I've proven that. And I have every faith that, and I was on curriculum council, and so I have every faith that the processes that we use in Desert Sands to choose our curriculum and even the courses that we offer are really in the best interest of our students. Our curriculum council is trained on how to do that selection process. And I believe that the representatives from each of the school sites and for each grade span are true representatives of who knows what to offer our students and to give them the best education. So every public hearing, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity to say Desert Sands is the best school district. Thank you.
Closing public comments at 7:41 p.m. Okay. General Functions Business Services. There are 8 items in General Functions Business Services, with 17.3 being a resolution item requiring a roll call vote. Is there a motion to take items 17.1, 17.2, and 17.4 to 17.8 as a group or individually?
So moved, Linda Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Is there a motion for item 17.3?
So moved, Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Roll call vote. Mr. Duran? Aye. Ms. Porras?
Aye.
Mr. Alvarez?
Aye.
Ms. Pierce? Aye. And I'm an aye. Motion carries 5-0. General Functions Educational Services. There are 6 items for General Functions Educational Services. Is there a motion to take them as a group or individually?
Motion as a group, 1 through 6.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. 19, General Functions Personnel Services. There are 2 items in General Functions Personnel Services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved, Porras, as a group.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. 20, General Functions Student Support Services. There is 1 item in General Functions Student Support Services. Is there a motion?
So moved, Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. 21, General Functions Superintendent. There's 1 item in General Functions Superintendent. Is there a motion?
Motion, Pierce.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. 22, Consent Item Student Matters. Dr. May Volmar?
Yes, thank you. In closed session this evening, item 22.1 for this reinstate case number 22/23-50 on a motion made by Trustee Porras, seconded by Trustee Pierce. The board accepted the recommendation of reinstatement with a vote of 5-0. Reinstatement student case number 23/24-05 on a motion made by Trustee Porras, seconded by Trustee Alvarez. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of reinstatement with conditions. Reinstatement student case number 23/24-13 on a motion made by Trustee Duran, seconded by Trustee Porras. The motion carried 5-0 with the board accepting the recommendation of reinstatement.
Thank you. Consent Items Business Services. There are 18 items in Consent Items Business Services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
So moved as a group, Linda Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent Items Educational Services. There are 36 items in Consent Items Educational Services. Is there a motion?
Motion, Porras, group.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second, Pierce.
Any discussion?
Comment.
Yep.
Just to, we have a lot of after-school activities being approved. Just a reminder, just to note to our site staff to, we're here to serve the families. Keep in mind the needs of the individual families throughout the school district, and we just a reminder to always be mindful of the hardships that they're going through. They may not be able to be at these extra programs we're offering after school every day of the week, but they nonetheless need those programs. So just to be mindful of that. Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent Items Personnel Services, there are none. Consent Items Student Support Services, there are 16 items in Consent Items Student Support Services. Is there a motion to take these as a group or individually?
Take them as a group, Porras.
Is there a
Second, Alvarez.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Consent Items Superintendent, there are none. Personnel Actions Certificated. Dr. Hyde.
Good evening again. I have a couple of retirements that I'd like to announce. First off is Randy Houskin, who is retiring from Horizon School after 37 years to the district of service. And then Lynn Schwimmer from John Glenn Middle School, who is retiring after 23 years of service. These two individuals have 60 years of combined service to Desert Sands. So kudos to them.
Is there a motion?
So moved, Porras.
Is there a second?
Alvarez.
Any discussion?
Say, you made it to the finish line. Enjoy your retirement.
I would like to say congratulations to Mr. Houskin. I've known him since I went to Palm Desert Middle School, so only a couple of years. But I will have to say, recently, just seeing a lot of these teachers that I know, some retiring, with a lot of years, some retiring a little bit early, just that are really student-centered teachers, really good teachers. I hope that our new teachers are just as good at teachers as they are. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Personnel actions classified, Dr. Hyde. Nothing. Is there a motion?
So moved, Porras.
Is there a second?
Second, Alvarez.
Any discussion? Hearing none, calls for the question. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries 5-0. Call out of closed session actions, Dr. May Volmar.
Yes, tonight in closed session, the board took action to approve general release and settlement agreement SSS number 01/2024-2025 on a motion made by trustee Pierce and seconded by trustee Porras. The motion carried 5-0. Tonight in closed session, the board approved the appointment of the following individuals. Janae Walker as assistant principal of Earhart Elementary, Stephen Gettings, assistant principal, Truman Elementary, Jennifer Withrow, assistant principal, Van Buren Elementary, and Michelle Sherland, interim principal, Carter Elementary. Passed on a motion made by trustee Porras, seconded by trustee Alvarez, and the roll call vote was unanimous of 5-0. Also tonight in closed session, the board took action to accept the suspension of classified employee 231747 groundskeeper under the progressive disciplinary procedures. Passed on a motion by trustee Pierce, seconded by trustee Duran, and the vote was unanimous of 5-0. Finally, in closed session this evening, the board took action to discuss classified employee number 219406, bus driver, under the progressive disciplinary procedure, and directed staff to provide notice of its decision in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement. This passed on a motion by trustee Pierce, seconded by trustee Porras, and was unanimous of 5-0.
Thank you. Suggestions for future agenda items that receive at least 3 votes. Mr. Duran? Ms. Porras?
I just want to talk about the cell phone situation. I know that when we visited schools, I can't remember what class, but there was a teacher that had a little pocket thing where her students had to put their cell phone in there before class, and they weren't allowed to get their cell phones. And I'd love for us to implement that if we possibly could. For all class, if that's possible to do that.
Certainly. So just to comment on that, and there certainly is grave concern, right, with screen time and how damaging that is to students. And there's a lot of different actions happening across the state. For example, San Diego Unified right now is doing a really progressive advertising campaign, notifying parents of the dangers of screen time. Then you certainly, as Ms. Gonzalez-Alisi indicated, messages that I received and have received previously, both from the governor and from our director of education, secretary of education, really encouraging school districts to limit cell phone use. We have Dr. Wood has actually been following this and looking into it for some time. We do have, and we were just talking about this actually just today, so we have current board policy that addresses cell phone use and actually says that during instructional time, cell phones must be turned off with the exception of a few things. So one is the teachers allowed it, right, because they're using it for something instructional in nature. If a student has a doctor's note that requires them to have the cell phone, there's another one I can't remember, but I'll put that in the Friday letter for you just so you can see that. So we certainly are prepared to remind our school administrators and to train our new school administrators on that board policy. And so I think that you're absolutely right, Trina, in your statement in that we understand that it is primarily the principal's responsibility to set that climate and culture in a school, right? And so to kind of do that educational piece with staff, with students, with families, letting them know that that is board policy. But it will require every single individual on that campus to enforce that policy because kids take their cell phones out in all sorts of different places. And so we absolutely will do that. We will remind people. I don't think we've done that in a while, and I don't think that we've educated students on that in a while. So hopefully coming up with a way to really inform parents and students will help to curb some of that. We can start there and definitely progress as we need to, unless the board has other, yeah.
Alvarez? Ms. Pierce?
I have to say I agree with Mrs. Porras about the cell phones. I've been bringing it up several times this year, and as nice as it is to say that we have the policy and we can remind them, I know kids. And it's too tempting because, I mean, I can't even go anywhere without my phone because I'm trying to look up this or see who's contacting me and that kind of thing, and it'll just be so tempting. I know in a school where my grandson went, you know, it was no big deal. They just put it in the pocket by the door, grabbed it on the way out. And people say if there's an emergency within the school, there's an active shooter or there's a lockdown or something, they could easily grab it or, you know, but then they're all texting. You know, I spoke to someone else about, you know, having a great, you know, immediate notification to parents so that they get the notice before it comes out on the news because, oh, I would have heard it from my son and daughter, you know. But I just think there's more we can do to take that temptation away from the kids and keep the focus on the classroom and being there. And they do have their 3 or 4 minutes between class that they would have it in their hands. So I do encourage a thorough looking at the situation so we could maybe strengthen that. Yeah.
And I would agree too, and I also just want to add, there is California law that says that students have to have access to their cell phones during an emergency, any and every student. So whether we, you know, however we feel about them texting, there is that law, right, that's out there. So we're required to follow that. But I do agree with you. I don't disagree. It's incredibly tempting, and I don't think it's an easy hill to climb, for sure. I don't disagree. But I will say I don't think that we've even talked about that board policy yet that we have. And so I think there is great power in educating people if we're really aggressive and assertive about it. And so, but I agree with you. It definitely is incredibly tempting. That's not untrue.
I have nothing. However, I do have to agree with the superintendent. I am not a fan of banning cell phones. Obviously, we can't because of the California law. But it's about learned behaviors. And in a discussion earlier today I had, you don't usually hear people having to say silence your cell phone anymore because we know you go into a movie theater, you silence your cell phone. So it's about teaching the kids those same things, but they have to be held accountable. And it has to start from the bottom all the way to the top. And people have to be willing to say, put it away, put it on silent, whatever it is. So. Announcements. The next regularly scheduled meeting for the Board of Education will be September 3rd, 2024 in the District Education Boardroom, 47950 Dune Palms Road, La Quinta, California. We do not need to reconvene to close session. This meeting is adjourned at 7:55 p.m.